Right now, Edgewood versus the WIAA in court. The latest developments to get their football team back on the field in time for state.
And we may be warm now, but we've got a first warn about systems getting ready to come our way. We're talking about it all in your first warn forecast.
Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris Stanford has the day off. Happening today, a judge is going to hear the case for an injunction to save the Madison-Edgewood football season. Edgewood High suing the WIAA after the Crusaders were cut from the state football tournament over an ineligible player. Edgewood argues the player in question, Cameron Fain, was eligible to play this year because he didn't play last fall while he lived in Texas. The WIAA, though, says eligibility is limited to 8 consecutive semesters, which Fain hit at the end of last school year, and that a waiver Edgewood received was for a transfer rather than fifth-year eligibility. Edgewood lost an appeal in front of the WIAA on Thursday. The Crusaders entered the season, by the way, undefeated. Edgewood was set to take on Columbus today. As it stands now, Columbus will instead host Kewaskum. All of that could change, of course, if an injunction is issued by tonight. We will be following the hearing throughout the day. We'll push updates out through our mobile app. You can stay up to date. Download it today in your app store. Some new information this morning. Acting Police Chief Jeffrey Mormon, now the permanent police chief in Milwaukee. In an overnight vote, Milwaukee's Fire and Police Commission voted unanimously to appoint him as chief. It's been 14 months now since Milwaukee has had a permanent police chief. Jeffrey Norman became acting after now Fitchburg Chief Alfonso Morales was demoted by the FPC. Norman is now set to serve a 4-year term. All right, switching gears now. Chris Reese here with your certified most accurate forecast. A look at the current conditions. Not too bad for a November morning, Chris.
Not at all. 35 degrees, which is still chilly. You'll want that jacket as you head out the door. But for a November morning, we're doing good. And for a November afternoon, we're going to talk temperatures above average. But for now, temperatures mainly in the 30s, a couple of spots into the 20s. Juneau and Watertown, both at 29, 28 in Janesville. Mineral Point at 34 this morning. Lone Rock is at 30. Our friends in Viroqua waking up at 35 with us in Madison. You compare this to 24 hours ago, it's similar. Some spots a little bit cooler, some spots a little bit warmer, but let's zoom things out. This is what we expect into the afternoon. It is the warmer than yesterday temperatures that are going to be moving into southern Wisconsin for your afternoon highs. That being said, this is Doppler track this morning. It is all quiet. It's going to be quiet today. It's going to be quiet tomorrow, the next day, and even the next day before that next chance for rain actually begins to move our way. Let's plan things out. Lunchtime, 47. We have that sunshine around. Winds are going to be staying out of the south for us today. I've said this multiple times, so you may know it, but winds out of the south really begin to warm things up, and that's part of why we're going to make it into the 50s as we move towards the afternoon. A little bit of cloud cover as we move towards dinner. It's decorator. Might create a beautiful sunset for you. Temperature still into the 40s right around dinner time. We'll briefly bottom out into the 30s overnight tonight. Most of tonight is going to be spent into the 40s. The southerly wind really helps us make it towards 60 tomorrow. And if you thought that was good, Mother Nature says, but wait, there's more. We go up towards perhaps the mid and upper 60s as we start to move into your Sunday. Folks, this is a part of a warming trend that's going to take us into early next week. But I said there was a first warn. Here comes the colder air as we start to move towards the middle and end of next week. You need something to trigger that colder air pouring in, and that's going to be a storm system that leads to chances for rain and snow potentially coming our way as well. So check it out. By Tuesday, we begin to talk about chances for rain. We'll see chances for rain into Thursday and Friday as well. Perhaps even chances for some snowflakes as we start to move towards Saturday of next week. Leah, this is the first time officially this year that we have put the snowflake icon in that forecast. And when you come back in a couple of minutes, what we're going to look at are some of the models, how they're handling things this weekend that really kind of led to me putting snow in that forecast for you guys.
Now, we're about a month late for the average day of seeing some flakes in the air.
Yeah, typically October 16th is when we see our first trace of snow, our first flurries. We've not really had any of that. There have been some moments where maybe a flurry or two has passed by parts of Wisconsin, but that trace of snow is where it just kind of flurries all day. Maybe it sticks on some grassy surfaces and melts. That's what we could be talking about by the time we get you towards the weekend.
Coming. Chris Reese. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
6:04 now. A juror is dismissed from the Kyle Rittenhouse case over a joke made about the Jacob Blake shooting. The juror claimed the joke had nothing to do with the case. The judge says it shows the appearance of bias. Both sides agreed to dismiss them. In another high-profile case set to get underway today, already controversy brewing. A nearly all-white jury will decide the fate of 3 white men accused of murdering a black man in South Georgia last year. This is the case involving 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery, who was shot and killed by these two while he was out for a jog last February. After 2.5 weeks of jury selection for the trial, only 1 black person was chosen to serve on the jury.
The African-American jurors come in and they were questioned so harshly by the defense team, and seeing them all struggle. I mean, it was very hard, and it was just, it's like unreal. I mean, I just can't put it into words. I was very shocked that we only had 1 black African-American man.
11 white people make up the rest of the 12-person panel, including the 4 alternates. Prosecutors filed a motion accusing the defense team of discrimination. The judge admitting race seemed to be a factor in their dismissal, but he ultimately ruled the case could go forward, saying the defense had other legitimate reasons for not seating some jurors.
This court has found that there appears to be intentional discrimination. In the state of Georgia, all the defense needs to do is provide that legitimate, non-discriminatory, clear, reasonably specific, and related reason. They've been able to explain to the court why, separate from race, those individuals were, in fact, struck from the panel.
It was in February of 2020 when Arbery was jogging in a neighborhood near Brunswick, Georgia. Gregory McMichael and his son Travis chased him in a truck, Travis McMichael fatally shooting him. Their neighbor, William Bryan, recorded the whole thing on his cell phone and allegedly hit Arbery with his truck. All 3 men pleading not guilty to multiple state charges, including felony murder. 6:06 happening today. The U.S. House is set to take on 2 major plans toward President Biden's Build Back Better plan. A senior Democratic aide says House members will now vote on both a sweeping social safety net plan along with the bipartisan infrastructure bill. However, several provisions are still being hammered out this morning. Some Democrats want to delay a vote until a Congressional Budget Office review comes in. Timelines for the passage of the infrastructure bill have already been pushed back twice. And the U.S. Justice Department is suing the state of Texas over its new voting restrictions. In a lawsuit filed yesterday, the Justice Department says the restrictions disenfranchise eligible voters and violate federal voting rights law. It challenges the law passed earlier this year that's aimed to overhaul election procedures in the state. It's the same law that spurred some Democrats to leave Texas to try and prevent a vote. 6:07 on your Friday. Coming up, a local toy maker making the Hall of Fame this morning. Maybe you want to have one of their products at home.
And we're in the 6:08 this morning talking about Christmas in the barn and a chance for you to support local this weekend. Stay with us.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's once-monthly injectable Cabenuva. Cabenuva is the only once-a-month complete HIV treatment for adults who are undetectable.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider once a month.
HIV pills aren't on my mind.
I love being able to pick up and go.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
With once a month Cabenuva, I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about once monthly Cabenuva.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at US Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right, visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
This month, all Core-Tec waterproof flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest Core-Tec selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 18-month financing. Local, sustainable, Surgenian's.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Welcome back, folks. There's a way for you to shop local in the 608 this weekend. Maybe even get into the holiday spirit a little early. You know, Josh Breiter's in it already. He is in Lodi this morning with more. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, Leah. Yeah, I've been in the holiday spirit even before Halloween. You know me. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. And for all of you at home, you have a chance to get into the holiday spirit a little bit starting this weekend and also help support local this morning. I'm going to bring in Jessica Woodburn. You are with the County Line Barn and Market here, and you're putting on Christmas in the Barn, your second year doing this.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow from 10 to 2 in the barn. We have 30 local makers here for Christmas presents and Christmas decor.
So you guys have a beautiful property here. We're inside the barn right now. You guys bought this last year and you kind of had this vision. What was that vision?
I've always kind of just thought this barn would be a perfect place for a little store, like a little market. And when we opened the doors, we had 12 vendors with us, 12 local makers, and it's grown from there.
You know, when you look at how much you can support local, I mean, 30 local makers, that's significant.
That is significant. I was actually thinking about, you know, that's 30 small businesses that we represent in this little barn. And that's huge for a small community like Lodi.
And especially over the last year with a lot of folks struggling through the pandemic, this is a good way for people to get out there and really get that business.
That's right. And for local makers to showcase what they do and, you know, help support their families, you know, by doing what they love.
So not only are you supporting local, you're also supporting a local boy. To talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Carson Smudlock is a local junior here at Lodi High School, and he's battling cancer. We sell some of our Cousin Eddie apparel. We set up a Cousin Eddie display for Christmas, but we have t-shirts, hats, and sweatshirts, and 100% of those proceeds go to the charity. And then we also partnered with Country Meadow Market, and they give a portion of their proceeds to the charity as well.
Yeah, that's an awesome local impact there. And a lot of folks know you for Cousin Eddie because you're right along Highway 113 in Lodi, and you have your little display that you guys put up.
Yes, it started as just kind of a silly joke, and it kind of grew from there. So we thought, if it's going to be a big funny thing and people love it, let's use it for good and try to raise some money for some local charities.
Yeah, and Christmas Vacation, I think it's one of those movies that most everyone knows all of the quotes, and it's just a good point just to even support local out there and get out there in the community.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so if people are interested in checking you guys out, what do they need to know?
They can find us on Facebook at County Line Barn and Market. We're located at N590 State Road 113 in Lodi.
All right, very good. So Saturdays in November, 10 to 2 o'clock.
Yes, just through November, and then we got to close the doors because it gets cold in here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jessica, for all you're doing. We appreciate it. Thanks for having us. Leah, if you want to learn more, you can go up to channel3000.com, but I know this is a place that you would love. You're definitely going to need to make the trip up to Lodi at some point this month, Leah.
What a gorgeous spot. You can expect me to be there this weekend, Josh. That is beautiful. Thanks so much for showing it off for us. Planning my weekend right there. Josh Breiter, thank you very much. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. You know he loves those holiday-themed stories. Send them on over, folks. Okay, 6:14 now. For the first time ever, the iconic Rockefeller Center Christmas tree will come from the state of Maryland. Take a look at it. It looks kind of funny right now. It's a 79-foot, 12-ton Norway spruce. And the reason that it's sort of floofed out at the bottom and tight at the top is because crews are prepping it for transport by securing all the branches. It's set to arrive at Rockefeller Center next Saturday. This year's tree is going to be wrapped in 50,000 multicolored LED lights. It's also going to be crowned with a Swarovski crystal star. And check out this video from a second strong geomagnetic storm this week that produced colorful auroras around the world. They're known as, of course, Northern Lights. The storm was a level 3 out of 5. It was seen Wednesday into Thursday by satellite instruments. The storms are caused by solar flares. And Chris Reese let us know earlier that we were able to see this storm here in Madison if you were awake.
Yeah, if you were awake, it depended on what time it was. You also had to be away from those city lights. So a lot of folks in Dane County went out, you looked towards the north, and you were able to see the Northern Lights. Still something I have not witnessed, but one of my bucket list things. I do want to see those Northern Lights, Leah.
Ditto. I am so sad that I missed this. I didn't really realize you can see them from our area. We're so southern.
The saddest part is, you know, a couple of my friends were like, hey, do you want to go out and try to see the Northern Lights tonight? I was like, I got to work.
Stop.
And then they sent me all the pictures of the Northern Lights that they saw, and I was like, I should have just been sick.
We would have allowed it.
I'm going to see the Northern Lights. That will happen. We're going to make it happen. Yep.
All right, Chris Reese with your certified most accurate forecast. What else you got for us today?
Yeah, here's one thing I want to talk about. We talked about just a couple minutes ago the fact that we're adding snow to the forecast for the first time officially as we've gone through the season. So I want to take a moment and talk about that system that I'm tracking as we start to move towards next week. This right here is Wednesday. What I'm expecting is that we're going to see an area of low pressure that likely moves on top of us. It's going to bring some rain, maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder, and then eventually some of the colder air starts to crash in behind it. Oddly enough, a lot of the latest model data is starting to catch on to that exact idea. So watch this. This is Thursday. That area of low pressure right on top of us. Watch how the colder air starts to wrap in from the north and west. And this is where we start to see that overnight chance for a mix of snow getting in with those raindrops out there. This likely takes us into parts of Saturday as well, where Saturday we could be dealing with some flurries. We're dry on Sunday, and then maybe another system tries to come our direction as we start to move towards Monday. Now, at the moment, I'm not concerned about accumulating snow or anything like that, but our first real deal chances to see flakes are on the table as we start to move towards that extended forecast. Still some time away, but it's something to watch. The reality is we are well behind the ball for when we typically see our first trace of snow, but we would be right on cue if we're able to put a little bit of snow on the ground for our first measurable snow if this actually comes to fruition by the time we move towards next week. So it's something to watch. We're around that time of the year where we really start to see more and more of those snowflakes. Now, as you go throughout today, none are expected. It's sunshine. Temperatures are warming up towards 47 by lunch, above average into the 50s by the afternoon, and we're in this pattern at least for now, where temperatures will be above average before we start to get towards the end of next week and we flip towards those cooler than normal temperatures. Speaking of cool, traffic is smooth this morning. That's what you love to see on a Friday. We are not tracking any issues throughout Dane County so far. We will let you know if that changes throughout the morning.
Chris Reese, thank you very much. Hey, you know all about this new project we're talking about too, don't you?
I sure do. It's this month. We're giving you a chance to win a News 3 Now coffee mug, and all you have to do is go to channel3000.com and answer our question of the day with a yes or no.
So here's the question for today, and it's a little controversial. Should daylight saving time go? Yes or no, Chris?
I'm still very much indifferent. If you all want it to go that bad, fine. Deal with it. You know, but I do enjoy being able to go to bed early, easier, when it gets darker early this time of the year.
Something tells me I'm expecting some more heated responses from viewers. This is a pretty hot topic.
I know. I wonder how heated those yes or no's get.
We want to hear it. Head to channel3000.com/contests to answer. It'll be right on the homepage as well, again, for a chance to win a coffee mug. 6:20 now. The CDC is warning doctors to be on the lookout for a rare tropical disease connected to an aromatherapy spray that's sold at Walmart. Take a listen to this. The Better Home & Gardens aromatherapy room spray with gemstones was already connected to a death in Georgia. Now someone else has died in Kansas. Cases also being reported in Minnesota and Texas. The CDC thinks the whole lineup of scented sprays are contaminated with a deadly form of tropical bacteria, possibly from its manufacturer in India. If you own this, of course, do not use it. Double bag it, return it to Walmart for a full refund. Middleton-based American Girl dolls and the game WISC, 2 of the 3 new inductees into the National Toy Hall of Fame yesterday. The hall looks for toys that have withstood the test of time, fostered learning, or changed toy design. I know I got a couple of American Girl toys at home. Maybe your daughter does too. The 3rd inductee, listen to this, something the Hall of Fame called the most universal and oldest toy in the world. That was sand. Interesting. All right, stay with us, folks. Up next, Fenway Park moves to the Midwest. Sort of. And ahead in our next half hour, the first Wisconsin kids receiving their shots here in Madison. Stay with us.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Avoid the crowds and save like it's Black Friday now at Grand Appliance. For a limited time, get Black Friday pricing plus up to $1,000 in additional Grand exclusive package savings on top brands. Like this Samsung stainless steel kitchen package with 25 cubic foot French door refrigerator and convection gas range for just $27.43. Shop in store or online at grandappliance.com. Grand Appliance. Appliance experts since 1930.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning here on the program. And my friend Becky sent in this stunner out of Platteville. Just a little horseback ride. Gorgeous weather for it this fall. And a beautiful photo. It's got Chris Reese thinking Kentucky.
It sure does. I love this picture though, but I also sometimes do miss going for a drive and just seeing the horses running in the fields.
Yeah. You called this majestic earlier, didn't you?
It is very majestic. There's something, one, horses are majestic to begin with to me. But then you take a horse and you just walk through the river like that.
Isn't that neat?
Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a gorgeous shot,
Great
Becky.
Stuff.
Thanks for sharing. What does your morning look like? Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post it on social media. That way we can find it and share it right here on the program. 6:24 now. In Holman, up near La Crosse, one family features replicas of Major League diamonds. Check this out. It's pretty cool. This year's theme was Fenway Park, which is the Boston Red Sox, of course. The Plozes started building their stadiums in their backyard after the pandemic started. Something to do, right? The stadiums are used as a community wiffle ball field throughout the summer. They've taken the field down now that winter approaches, but they have 3 stadiums in mind for 2022. Target Field from the Minnesota Twins, Wrigley from, of course, Cubs, or Wisconsin's own American Family Field. I'm surprised they didn't do that one first. Come on, folks.
I am too, but you know, I think
Fenway.
There's something classic about Fenway over in Boston. That's why they did that.
And wiffle ball, what fun. What a great thing to do, especially during the pandemic when you want to spend more time outdoors. Cool.
This is good stuff.
We're a fan.
I feel like they've got to make ice hockey now.
Exactly.
So they can still get outside during the winter.
Exactly.
That's a big one. When you live in this part of the country, you got to be real intentional about getting outside this time of the year, because I mean, it's just you gotta do it, or else the depression hits.
But hey, we're talking wiffle ball for this weekend's weather. It's gorgeous out there, Chris.
It's gorgeous altogether, and today is just another day in our step up of getting things milder. So if you're getting ready to head towards the bus stop, we get better as we move towards the afternoon. Still starting out with temperatures in the 30s. We're at 45 by midday, 51 at drop-off time. We top out at 53 as we go throughout today. But tomorrow, it's 60. The next day, it is 64, folks. I want to encourage you to soak that up. Dry weather all the way into early next week, but also by next week, we start to move into a more active pattern that is going to send a storm system our way. That storm system begins to unleash the colder air coming our way as well. We're looking at a decent probability of below normal temperatures by the time we get you towards that second full week of November.
Chris Reese, thank you. Stay with us, folks. Got another half hour ahead right after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Your parents spent years taking care of you. But as the years go by, it becomes your turn to take care of them. This might mean trusting a nursing home, which promises to care for them as cherished loved ones. But if the nursing home you've chosen is not keeping their promise, we can help. If your parents have been injured in a nursing home, call Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
All right, here we go. Miller in motion. Wait, is that a baby on the field?
It looks like it, Craig.
And the defensive linemen are playing peekaboo. I've never seen anything like that before.
Harris now appears to be burping the baby.
That's a great moment right there.
Ref going to the rule book here.
Well, wait a minute. Harris is off to the races.
We don't need any more trick plays.
Touchdown!
But we could all use more ways to save.
Are you kidding me?
That's got to be a long bus ride home for the defense.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at US Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right, visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Short on time? Hectic week? Or maybe you just need some variety. Let us make life a little bit easier for you. Fresh ingredients, family recipes, and no reservations required. Absolutely delicious heat and eat take-home meals from Quick Trip. Quick Trip, we got you covered.
The Culligan Connect app from Culligan Water works with our smart, high-efficiency water softener to monitor water usage, potential leaks, and salt, so you never run out. Get more control of your home's water. Contact Culligan Water, the local water experts.
Spas, spas, spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Right now, local care providers setting up appointments. Wisconsin kids among the first to get their shots.
We're getting you out the door this morning with the First Warn forecast. We're talking about all types of weather changes coming our way.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. We have some breaking news within the last hour. Let's get right to it. Pfizer says its COVID-19 pill is 90% effective at reducing hospitalizations and deaths. The company says it will ask the FDA for authorization next. The pill is a treatment taken 2 times a day for 5 days. This is a developing story we just learned about, so stay tuned throughout the day as we learn more. And a note for students and parents in the Milton School District this morning. Elementary classes are canceled after a COVID-19 outbreak. Starting Monday, classes will now switch to virtual learning. The district says a significant number of elementary students are either in isolation or have been directed to quarantine. The virtual shift will take effect this weekend. It will only affect consolidated students. Meanwhile, vaccine distribution for school-aged kids is in full swing this morning. SSM Health says within the first 12 hours of eligibility, more than 3,000 appointments were made to get kids 5 to 11 vaccinated. SSM started administering the shots just yesterday. In addition, they say roughly 5,000 kids have also scheduled appointments through partnerships with area school districts. The vaccine is giving many local parents some peace of mind.
Their biggest question is, when is COVID going to end? And when can we get back to normal? So being able to talk about the vaccine and what it's able to do, I think gives them a little bit more peace of mind about getting back to normal life.
Last night, Public Health Madison and Dane County hosted a virtual town hall meeting where they took questions from the public about the pediatric shot. If you have any questions, we have a link to that on our website. It answers some of the most frequently asked vaccine questions from last night. As Afghan refugees at Fort McCoy begin their journey to citizenship, a few service members are taking their final steps to become U.S. citizens. These U.S. soldiers have been working for a year now. Now they get to say that they serve a country that's their own. Yesterday, the soldiers became official citizens at Fort McCoy.
This is a way of saying thank you to all the citizens and all the support that I had.
All 3 soldiers who were naturalized yesterday have been working with Afghans at Fort McCoy all fall. OSHA is announcing this morning that more than 84 million workers in the U.S. will now have until January 4th to get fully vaccinated. The rules apply to any business with more than 100 employees. If workers are not vaccinated, they'll have to be tested at least once a week and wear a mask at work. Employers who fail to comply by January 4th could be fined nearly $14,000 per violation. There are some lawsuits already headed to court. The conservative think tank WILL is already filing a lawsuit. Several states have filed as well. Black leaders from across the state joining Governor Evers for a celebratory event, the approval of a new statue outside the Capitol building. This week, construction was approved for a statue of Val Phillips. Governor Evers getting a little emotional during the event.
Every year in the spring, 4th graders are coming into that Capitol. And 100 years from now, some kid from Crandon, Wisconsin will say, Val Phillips, teacher, who is Val Phillips and why should we care? And that teacher will be able to give the first this, the first that, representation.
Phillips, who died in 2018, was the first black woman to graduate from the UW Law School. She was also the first woman and black person to serve on the Milwaukee City Council and to become a Wisconsin judge. Big moment for Wisconsin there. Okay, it is 6:33. Let's check in with Chris now and your certified most accurate forecast. What do we need to know for our Friday, Chris?
Hey, we're getting you out the door on this Flannel Friday, and I'll tell you what, take the sunglasses this morning because we've got more sun this morning compared to what we've seen yesterday. You also want the jacket early, but you're going to start shedding that as we move towards the weekend. Lots of warmth is coming our way. We are quiet, though. In the meantime, the entire upper Midwest is going to see multiple days of that sunshine coming our way before our changes begin to brew. So enjoy Doppler track while it's quiet. Already we're starting to see that sunrise on the horizon. 35 degrees right now. Winds are out of the south. That southerly wind is really going to help warm things up as we start to move towards the afternoon. As a lot of spots are chillier. 28 for our friends in Janesville, Watertown at 29. You jump over towards Boscobel, you're at 27. Platteville still below freezing at 31 as well. Same for our friends in Baraboo and the Dells at 31. But we start to plan the day, and we'll warm up towards 53 as we move into the afternoon. That southerly wind, it's really going to do its work all weekend long. We bottom out around 39 to 40 tonight. Tomorrow we go up to 60. Sunday we get even warmer as we'll start to warm these temperatures to about 64, 65, maybe even some spots a couple degrees warmer. This is what happens when you have a ridge of warmth develops. It leads to those warm temperatures that come our way. The thing is, what goes up must come down. And as we start to move towards next week, this is when the storm system starts to usher in that colder air by next weekend. And some of that colder air could lead to maybe our first flake activity of the season. This is future tracks. We start to move towards about this time next week. This is still a week away. When it comes to weather, there's so much that can change, but this is the first time that we truly put snowflakes into the forecast, and we really got to watch just how things begin to play out for us as we start to move towards next week. That being said, here's the bottom line. This weekend is absolutely beautiful. We're going to see a midweek storm that's going to bring rain and thunder, cold air, and maybe even some flakes. Follow that on the back side. That's what we're watching. Enjoy that weather in the meantime, and don't forget that we do fall back this Sunday. You get an extra hour of sleep, or it gets dark early. It just depends on how you want to take that. But we are watching next week for a change in our weather pattern, guys.
All right, Chris Reese with all the details we need to know today. Chris, thank you. You can stay on top of this weekend's beautiful weather, next week's wintry weather, by downloading our Channel 3000 weather app. Just do a search for Channel 3000 weather in your app store. 6:36 now. For the first time in school history, Reedsburg is headed to the state volleyball tournament. The Beavers got there by hard work and a drill. Sheila Green likes to run in practice. That reminds her team to give it all they got. Sports director Zach Hanley reports.
It doesn't feel real yet.
I think on the way down there, it'll sink in, and then I'll be nervous.
For the first time ever, Reedsburg volleyball is headed to state.
It's another match, and that's what we have to perceive it as. We can't say, oh, it's state.
They got there through the guidance of Sheila Green.
First time in the big show, yep.
And her emphasis on working hard.
Good. If you're going to benefit from something, you need to do your best job all the time, whether it's a practice, whether it's a match, whether anybody's watching you or not.
And for this team, that starts with a drill Green likes to call
ball 6.
Dig or die.
There you go, good. She constantly repeats that at practice. It's anything you can do to keep the ball alive, dive on the floor, whatever it takes.
But if the ball hits the ground without you making a great effort or getting a touch on the ball, then you go back to 0.
But dig or die is more than a game for the Beavers.
The saying is meant for doing whatever it takes.
It's a mindset for life.
There you go. She wants us to be able to have success in our lives, and so just her pushing us every day in practice is preparing us to be pushed outside of practice.
They're realizing that, this is a game, but there are certainly important components of this game that can be carried into, everyday life. There's a good one.
It is 6:38. Now we have some breaking news. The school district of Beloit is canceling classes today. We're just receiving some information from the police department here. A decision was made to cancel classes because of the potential of a protest in that district. This was solely done for the purposes of safety for students and staff. The police department is not providing additional comments at this time. We're going to try and get some more information on this for you and bring it up after the break. All right, let's take a live look outside now. Chris Reese is tracking your first warn weather. A look at the beautiful weekend ahead and the potential for snow next week. Plus, some Madison area transplants taking a shot at saying local names. You got to catch this. This is coming up.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Lodi this morning. We are in the 608 with how you can support local this weekend.
The grand opening of the all-new Ashley Home Store of Madison is on now. Don't miss grand opening specials up to 65% off while they last. Plus, get a free gift and spin the wheel to win a $5,000 shopping spree. The grand opening sale is on now at the Ashley Home Store of Madison on East Springs Drive.
Get your vehicle ready for harsher weather with 11% off everything at Menards. The pro-quality Master Force low-profile 3-ton floor jack has dual hydraulic pistons and a lift range of 3 1/8 to 20 inches. Don't get caught out in the cold without the Master Force 800-amp jump starter. Perfect for V6 engines. The unit provides emergency power when needed most. Get peace of mind with 11% off all Master Force products. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
I have worked at Huffcore for the last 36 years.
Huffcore closing the plant, moving production to Mexico.
I gave my life and my body to that place. Ron Johnson pushed through a tax law that rewards outsourcing. Companies can bring profits back from Mexico tax-free. And worse, Ron Johnson profited personally from outsourcing. He has doubled his wealth since taking office. Tell Ron Johnson to stop putting his profits above our jobs.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now.
UW Athletics and the Goodman Community Center need your help to provide Thanksgiving meals for 4,000 families.
Please consider a food or monetary gift so no one goes without holiday dinner.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Hi, Chris. William from Madison here. Hey, Chris. Plan my day.
Hey, William. A beautiful day that we're expecting right here in Madison. Already we're watching the sunrise. There's not a cloud in the sky as of yet. We warm up to the low 50s. For your highs later on this afternoon, topping out likely right around 53. But that's between noon and 4 o'clock. Our high happens a little bit earlier in the day now. Lunchtime temperatures will likely be into the upper 40s at that point. Doppler track is all quiet, of course. That comes with the clear skies that we just saw, which makes today a good car wash day. We're talking about good car wash days all weekend long because your weekend forecast still pretty spectacular. 60 on Saturday, 64 as we move towards Sunday. That is the warmest of our stretch. Still pretty warm on Monday, but temperatures begin to come down as we start to move towards the middle and end of next week.
All right, Chris Reese breaking it all down for us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. It is 6:43. Time to check in with Josh in the 608. He's talking all things holiday season on November 5th, no less. Josh, how's it going?
Hey, Leah, it's the most wonderful time of the year. You know me. I love talking about the holiday spirit, and we have a good reason for you to get a little bit of an early taste of it this weekend. We're live in Lodi at the County Line Barn and Market this morning, and they're going to be putting on Christmas in the Barn this weekend, starting this weekend, all through month of November. On Saturdays, you guys have some special events going on.
Yeah, we have over 30 makers and vendors here in the barn through November every Saturday from 10 to 2.
So where did the vision kind of come from this? You guys purchased this property last year, right?
We purchased the property and the barn was not being used. We didn't have a good idea for it, and so I've always wanted a retail space, and we have a bunch of makers who are friends and needed an outlet for all of the things that they were making during COVID.
So you started with about 12 right at the beginning, now you're up to 30?
Yeah, we're about 30.
So that's pretty incredible, and I think what you were talking about earlier too is there is a lot of local talent and a lot of local items that you can find.
There are a ton of local items and local makers in this area, and every time I do a sale, more and more come out of the woodwork, and I'm always amazed at all the things that they bring me and that they make, you know, just out of their own homes and in their own workshops.
So not only is this a chance for you to support local this weekend, there's also a really good cause that you guys are supporting this year.
Correct. The Carson Strong charity. It's a charity for a local high school boy who is battling cancer. So we're raising some money for him, and the proceeds from sales of t-shirts, hats, and sweatshirts 100% go to the Carson Strong Fund, and then a portion of the proceeds from candles go to there as well.
You know, Lodi, small community, you kind of all know each other. It's got to be kind of fun to be able to see all of that support, really, for your family of vendors here.
We are a family of vendors. It started off with some really close friends, and then now I've got new friends. So they, you know, vendors who come through the door and have become friends and like family. So it's pretty amazing.
So Jessica, if people are interested in checking your stuff out this month, what do they need to know?
We're open every Saturday from 10 to 2. We're located at N590 State Road 113 in Lodi, and they can find us on Facebook at County Line Barn and Market.
Yeah, and people might know you for having Cousin Eddie out on the side of the road, right? That's kind of your history?
Yes. A couple years back, as a joke, we set Cousin Eddie out as a Christmas decoration, and it kind of got a little bigger than we expected. So people do look forward to our Christmas decorations outside as well.
Well, very good, Jessica. We appreciate it. I love the Christmas spirit, so I love all of this. So thank you so much. Thank you for what you do, and good luck this month.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, you can find all this information up on channel3000.com. Leah, I tell you what, if you don't come here, there's something wrong, because this place is right up your alley. There's so much that I'm like looking around, I'm like, that's a Leah Linscheid, that's a Leah Linscheid, so you should come check it out.
Let's see it. What do I need to buy, Josh? Point out a couple things for me.
Oh my gosh. Everything. There's like so much in here. Like, what's kind of cool is, you know, what I like, some of the decorations that my mom had as a kid. Like, there's one, if Mark wants to follow me over here, this old ceramic Christmas tree. My mom had one of these growing up. I don't even know what happened to it, but there was like a lot of memories that were like coming up just with that in itself. So a lot of like just kind of unique things that you can find here, and also support local too, right? Like, I think that's kind of what really special behind the meeting this year.
And I think to your right, there was a badger themed looking thing. Do you see like a big W somewhere? Did I make that up?
Where is that? I saw that earlier, but now I'm like, there's so much stuff. Oh, there it is. There's the W right up there, yep.
Bring me all the badger stuff. Josh
There's so much. I was already, Leah, you know, I always say you and my mom are very similar, so I'm like looking around here, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a Christmas present for my mom in here too, so I'm gonna have to keep looking.
Hey, what about me?
You too. I got you on the list too, as long as you're good.
Okay, no promises. Josh Breiter not helping with my shopping addiction this morning. Josh, thank you very much. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. You know he loves all of those holiday-themed stories, so send him a couple ideas, folks. 6:47 now. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is working on hanging up dual language signs across the state. This is kind of neat. This week they hung a sign with English and Ojibwe on it in Bayfield County. The point is to mark the tribal boundaries of the Red Cliff Band of the Lake Superior Chippewa. Gamisk-Wabakong means the place with red rock cliffs. WISC hopes to do this with other tribal territories across the state. And as Wisconsinites, we know some of our city names are a bit of a mouthful, so we can't blame everybody for not knowing it on their first try, right? Well, not everyone on the Madison Capitals hockey team is from around here, so they gave it their best try.
Kana mana walk. Oko no mo woke.
Oko no mo walk.
Okano ma woko.
Oh, tough boys, tough. It's a Kanamawak. That's a junior ice hockey team sharing their best tries over on TikTok. They play all their home games at Bob Suiter's Capitol Ice Arena in Middleton. I'm thinking, Chris Reese, maybe we put together a little quiz for them. Some of the names I would throw on there, Muscadet. That's a tough one. If you're trying to spell it out phonetically, it's tough. And then Prairie du Chien, I've heard a lot of people screw up.
Do you know which one I'd put on there? Oregon.
Oregon. Oh, that's a sneaky hard one.
So it's one of my favorite things to do whenever a friend from Texas or Kentucky comes up. We talk about some of the town names. I give them the easy ones.
Clever. Clever.
Like Oregon or Rio. Let's see how they pronounce those.
Briefly tell us the story of Viroqua when you first moved.
Yeah, absolutely. So my roommate, getting called out twice. So he was the first friend I met when I moved here, and we were talking about the town names, and I was telling him how I was practicing, and I mentioned Viroqua. And he was like, I just want to save you before you go on TV and say that. It's actually Viroqua. And so I came on here one weekend morning talking about Viroqua and the fog all morning long until someone kindly sent me an email and they said, hey, Chris, it's Viroqua.
Oh, buddy. That's mean.
I know. So mean. I had it right to begin with.
Well, hey, we have a neat little contest going on this month. Chris Reese, you know all about this. We are handing out free News 3 Now coffee mugs. All you have to do is go to channel3000.com and answer our question of the day. So here is our question of the day. Should daylight saving time go? Yes or no? We want to hear what you think. Head to channel3000.com/contests to answer. It's also right on our homepage as well. Weigh in, folks, and win yourself a free mug. 6:50 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, how the Packers are preparing for Sunday's game without Aaron Rodgers. But first, it's November 5th. We want to say happy birthday to this cutie, Kendall, and all the kids turning 3 today. Happy birthday, Kendall. We hope you have a great one. Thanks for celebrating with us.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
The grand opening of the all-new Ashley Home Store of Madison is on now. Don't miss grand opening specials up to 65% off while they last. Plus, get a free gift and spin the wheel to win a $5,000 shopping spree. The grand opening sale is on now at the Ashley Home Store of Madison on East Springs Drive.
I matched with this cutie on a dating site. We texted all the time, but never met up. Then he asked to send him gift cards for a plane ticket to see me. And that's when I remembered a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Gift cards? This is a romance scam. Spent that money on self-care instead.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Running a race is a lot like investing. It takes discipline, patience, and time. But most importantly, it takes endurance. Because in order to go the distance, you need to be prepared to get there. At the Burrish Group at UBS, we have a trusted advisor that's ready to go the extra mile with you every step of the way. Call the Burrish Group today.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Tom, people are loving this place.
They sure are, Jerry. Let's go see who Tina's chatting with now.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we have some beautiful ladies joining us. What are you up to tonight, girls?
Girls' night. We're getting some drinks. I want to win that car.
Sounds great. Are you feeling lucky? What's your favorite slot machine? to you guys.
Looks like those ladies are on a mission.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Gaming Madison.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Welcome back. 6:53, time for the morning sprint. We have breaking news just into the newsroom. Beloit schools are canceling all classes today. It's for the potential for a protest there. The district is working with the police department right now on the matter. The protest apparently put together by an outside group, not students. You can head over to channel3000.com for everything we know so far. And more breaking news this morning. Pfizer seeking FDA approval for its latest COVID-19 treatment pill. Pfizer says the drug is 90% effective at reducing hospitalizations and death in patients with mild to moderate infections. It's a pill you take twice daily for 5 days. The FDA has not weighed in yet. The Packers are taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday without their star quarterback. Rodgers tested positive with COVID as a non-vaccinated player. We have yet to hear anything from him on the matter. Meanwhile, All-Pro Devontae Adams returning to the team, so Jordan Love will have the best weapon in the league for his first career start. Kickoff is at 3:25 on Fox. Under new Biden administration vaccine rules, Americans working at companies with 100 or more employees will have to be fully vaccinated by January 4th, or they'll have to be tested for COVID at least once a week. Employers who fail to comply could be fined nearly $14,000 per violation. Kellogg's workers remain on strike this morning after the union rejected the company's latest contract offer. Union workers have been on strike since October 5th. Kellogg's presented what it calls its last best final offer on Wednesday during a 2-day return to the negotiating table. But the union rejected it, and it will not go to members for a vote. The company says the union's proposals are unsustainable and unrealistic. Moderna says it's dealing with production and shipment issues right now. It expects to ship between 700 and 8 million vaccine doses instead of the 800 to a billion doses originally forecasted. The company says some deliveries could be pushed back to 2022, especially for those exports overseas. Moderna plans to give priority to low-income countries. The spire and bell tower at Janesville's St. Patrick Catholic Church coming down this morning. The cornerstone for the building was laid in 1863. The church was dedicated the next year. After all that time, renovations are needed. St. Patrick is the oldest Catholic church in Rock County, the oldest church in continuous service in Janesville. For now, the spire will be placed in the courtyard until restoration fundraising goals are met.
All right, we are warm as we go throughout the weekend. Don't forget, we do fall back an hour on Sunday. Temperatures in the 60s throughout early next week. Then the change begins to brew. A storm system by the middle of the week brings in colder air and even perhaps our first flakes of snow. It's that time of the year.
Thank you very much for joining us, folks. Stay tuned on that breaking news in Beloit schools. We're going to have an update coming up in just about half an hour.